Back to
field goal
the
team.
fifth quarter. Bledsoe
Saw that
obviously at the
4th and 1,
microphone.
and the clock was running down. What I should have done is called a quick pass play and tried to throw the ball, get the first down, and let the guy get out of bounds. But unfortunately, didn't make that decision. Just decided I need to get the first down, ran the quarterback sneak without, you know, I think when we snapped the ball, I think there were something like 6 seconds left, something like that, and no chance to get back up, snap the ball, and spike it again. So bad decision on my part there at the end of the game. You know, if I throw a little quick out pattern to one of our receivers, they get out of bounds, we get a chance to kick the field goal and try and tie the game up.
Does that take away from everything you've accomplished, like the last couple of weeks? Close losses, are they more grating on you than even like losing by 15 or 20 points, a loss like these?
Emotionally, yeah. You know, emotionally, losing a close game like this and like last week takes more out of you. You know, after the game, you just feel drained and down. You lose by 25 points, you just feel embarrassed, you know. But, you know, you lose a close game like this where anybody can see that one play either way in the ball game made all the difference. And, you know, you're that close, and it's harder to accept, I think.
Coach Parcells said you guys are missing that something extra that gets you victories in close games like this. Can you even begin to pinpoint what it might be?
You know, I don't know that you can ever pinpoint exactly what that is. It just comes down to individual plays to me. You know, get sacked and fumble in the end zone, they get 7 points. There's a difference in the game. You know, throw a pass a little bit high to Brisbee, gets tipped and gets intercepted, and we're going in to score another point. There's a difference in the game. You know, you know, you can point to things like that, and until you can play consistently and avoid those kinds of mistakes, you're always going to be in close games, and oftentimes you're going to end up losing them.
Trailing throughout the entire game, how dramatically does that change your game plan? Is it just a totally different?
I think Ray Perkins did an excellent job today calling the plays. He didn't let the fact that we were trailing take him out of the game plan we had intended for the game. We still came out in the second half and ran the ball at him a little bit through some play action and so on. So I think that was a plus for us to be able to come out and continue to run our offense that we planned to run, even though we were down by some points.
Did you see a difference in Marion Butts today?
Yeah, Marion ran pretty well. He was seeing the hole a little bit better, and you know, his big deal is once you get Marion into the secondary where he's running on linebackers and second and, you know, safeties, he's going to get you a lot of yards after the first guy hits him. Today our offensive line was doing a good job for him, opening up that first hole, and once he gets through there, then he's pretty deadly.
Going back to that last play, did you figure that you could stop the clock if you got the first down?
Well, you know, in retrospect, like I said, I think there were 6 seconds left when I snapped the ball, and you know, snapped the ball, and all of a sudden, while I was sitting there, I was like, you know, I got to throw this, I got to do something. But you know, we don't have anybody running any routes because I didn't call one. So.
Are they talking in your ear at the same time?
No, they don't talk in my ear. Well, I don't think from talking to them after the game, I don't know if the coaching staff even knew that it was fourth down still. You know, it's you know, it's just a tough one.
Could you talk about the turnover in the end zone?
What's that?
Could you talk about the fumble in the end zone, your perspective on the play?
We just had a one receiver pass route called. You know, Brisbee was either going to run a quick out, and if the safety or the cornerback was in bump coverage, then he was going to run a go. Corner was in bump coverage, so I was just getting ready to turn it loose to him. He was covered. I was actually going to throw the ball out of bounds on that play. I just started my throwing motion when I got hit. And I actually tried to plead, but the referee, that was an incomplete pass, but I didn't get the ball going forward at all. So that's what happened there.
Drew, do you think against any of those timeout calls?
Definitely. You know, if we had that one more timeout, then maybe we're still playing right now, or maybe we're in here victorious, whatever. So, you know, you go back to the fourth down. We were running out of time there, and that's, you know, a place where you have to take a timeout. I don't recall exactly what the other one was earlier, but you know, obviously, especially late in a game like that, you'd love to have a timeout or two left.
But at the time, I mean, you saw something out there the time you made those calls. That
right. Well, you know, like I said, the fourth down when we were running out of time on the clock, the play clock, I think there were like 5 seconds left. We still had to go in motion. So, you know, there again, I can take credit for that, for not getting us to the line of scrimmage soon enough. But at the same time, there was some confusion, and on fourth down, you don't want to risk anything taken away from the play.
Joe, were any of the plays in that series run out of bounds, or I don't recall, just get it down. Were any of the plays run to the sidelines?
On the last series, we had receivers on the sidelines running routes, but we also had other guys coming inside. And what happens in a situation like that is their defense knows darn good and well that you're trying to get the ball out of bounds. And so what they try to do is they try to take away anything and everything outside on the sidelines. And so what we tried to do is just take what they gave us, which were the inside routes, and unfortunately weren't as successful as we needed to be.
Are these all, I mean, you're talking about, the last play call and the timeout things. I mean, are these all, in one sense, valuable lessons too? I mean, the kind of things that...
Yeah, well, the situation at the end of the game today may be a situation that never ever comes up again in the rest of my career. I mean, there are a lot of things that have to come together for a situation like that to happen. Now next time that situation comes up, I'll know, hey, I got to throw the pass. I got to try and get the first down and get out of bounds at the same time, so we can kick the field goal. But you're always learning. As long as you play this game, you're always going to learn. Unfortunately, it's no fun if you have to learn through losing.
Not to belabor the point, but on the third down, shouldn't 2 plays have been called just in case you don't get the first down?
Well, if you have time, but what we anticipated there, we anticipated getting the first down and then simply running a clock play, killing the clock and kicking the field goal. So, that's what our thinking was there.
You scored 70 points in 2 games and you're 0-2. How frustrating is that?
Well, that's frustrating when you move the ball and don't win, but at the same time, you look at today, 7 points were the offenses. We gave up 7 points on offense, and then had a chance to score, another 7 or at least 3 when I threw the interception. You never get in a situation where you can say or blame a person or one part of the team until you play a perfect game, and that's never going to happen. So you're never going to catch me blaming anybody.
Right, but that wasn't the point. You got to feel pretty good that you're moving the ball.
Well, yeah, we are. Offensively, I think we're moving the ball pretty well. We've been able to throw it pretty well. I've been protected extremely well against probably one of the top defensive lines as far as pass rushing goes in the NFL today, and was sacked twice, I guess. I don't know, but that's something that's very comforting to me, to be able to have good protection against an excellent defensive line like we played against today.
Down on the goal line, seems pretty confident in a couple of games that Ben Coates is going to get up and get the ball for you.
Well, hey, the guy, Ben Coates, I said it last game, and I'll say it for as long as he's playing with me. He's a big-time player who's going to make the big-time catch when you need it. He's also excellent after he catches the ball running with it, and any quarterback would be stupid not to try and put the ball in his hands, because he's a guy that is such an excellent player who does such great things for you.
When you're down with 2 touchdowns and you got to put it up as much, you have a few misgivings. You'd rather not be in those situations.
Yeah, you'd rather not be down by 2 touchdowns, but if it's going to be a shootout, it's going to be a shootout, and you got to be good enough to win a game like that. If you got to play a shootout, you got to win the shootout, and unfortunately today we didn't. But in the future, we're looking forward to controlling the ball a little bit better offensively, so that we don't have to leave the defense out there as long as we did today.
I get it.
The shootout make the game a little more exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting for me. I love those 2-minute situations at the end of a ball game. I love those situations. That's the most exciting part of the game. But it starts to lose its luster when you don't win, I guess.
Would you like to be working out of a no huddle?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe sometime in a couple of years, whatever, when I have more control over what's going on, maybe that'll be something we'll try. I don't think you'll see it from us this year.
You feel the same way as Pascal that I asked him about shootouts, and he says, what good does it do you if you get in those situations? Because in shootouts, a lot of times, you turn the ball over because that's the nature of the game. You'd rather not play helter-skelter.
Yeah, well, and Bill has always played ball control football, and that's what he's going to prefer. I like to be able to throw the ball a little bit, but I don't like to have to throw the ball a little bit. You know, I guess I'll say it that way.
Okay, so Drew Bledsoe taking questions as we're standing by with Steve.